From the moment it formed out of Earth's shattered crust, the Moon has been our silent companion, shaping the tides and steadying the seasons. It has watched continents drift, species rise, and how we learn to look up and wonder. For a brief moment it was a destination, for some it was a god, and for others a clock. But the truth is, the Moon has always been more than just a world in orbit around Earth. It's a mirror of who we are. In its craters we read Earth's past, in its light our imagination, and in its future perhaps our next greatest beginning. But its most profound story is the one we rarely tell. What if this companion didn't just steady our world, but made life possible? What if everything we are began with a single beautiful cataclysm? About 4.5 billion years ago, the early Earth was anything but calm. It was a molten world adrift in a newborn solar system. Then came the impact. A Mars-sized body, now called Theia, struck our planet with unimaginable force. The collision vaporized rock and metal, flinging molten material into orbit. For a brief time, Earth wore a glowing ring, a halo of fire circling a world reborn. From that ring, our Moon emerged. At least that's what we now believe, but for decades the Moon's true origin was a mystery. Was it a wanderer captured by Earth's gravity, or a twin born beside it? Only when we touched down on its surface did the truth begin to unfold. When Apollo astronauts brought back samples in 1969, something extraordinary was discovered. The oxygen isotopes in those rocks matched Earth's perfectly. They weren't just similar, they were indistinguishable. That's at odds with every other world in the solar system. Each carries its own unique isotopic fingerprint, yet the Moon's is a carbon copy of Earth's. Later analysis of titanium, chromium and tungsten deepened that confirmation. The two worlds share the same chemical DNA. It's evidence that points to one conclusion. The Moon wasn't captured and it didn't form alongside Earth. It was made from Earth. But one mystery remained. If it was born from a violent collision, why does it look chemically as if it came from Earth itself? Because according to the classic theory, most of the debris should have come from Theia. So how could two worlds share one chemical identity? Some modern simulations may have the answer. They suggest the collision didn't just blast debris into orbit, it briefly vaporized both Earth and Theia into a colossal, spinning cloud of rock vapor called a synestia. Inside the incandescent ring, the materials of both worlds mix completely before cooling and condensing into the Moon, made from the same vaporized crust and mantle that once made up Earth itself. It was a violent birth, but it changed everything. In the aftermath, the Moon orbited far closer than it does today, perhaps 20 to 30,000 kilometers from Earth's center. That's about 3 to 5 Earth radii. In our sky, it would have loomed 10 to 20 times wider than today. Its gravity pulled ferociously on the oceans and the still hot crust, raising tides that could have towered hundreds of feet. Each surge mixed minerals and nutrients into the seas, a churning rhythm that may have helped life take its first breath. And as those tides tugged back and forth, they slowed Earth's spin and steadied its tilt. Our planet leans at about 23.5 degrees, the reasons we have seasons. But that tilt isn't fixed, it wobbles over time. Without the Moon's gravitational pull, Earth's axis could wander chaotically, even tip on its side. Computer models have shown that a moonless Earth might swing between no tilt and 80 degrees, an unstable world swinging between deep freeze and blistering heat, where climates collapse and the rhythm of the seasons disappears. The Moon prevents that chaos. It's our planet's stabiliser, keeping Earth's tilt within a gentle range of about 22 and 24 degrees. Without it, life as we know it might never have found the stability to evolve. That's the great irony. The Moon we think of as lifeless may be the very reason we're alive. As the young Moon cooled, its molten surface hardened into a crust. Bright highlands of light-coloured feldspar floating on a sea of darker rock. This frozen surface became the Moon's first face, the one it would turn towards us forever. The same tidal forces that stabilised our tilt quickly locked the moon's rotation, so it shows only one side to Earth, and has for over 4 billion years. And even now, the moon continues its slow retreat, drifting away by about 3.8 centimeters each year. That subtle recoil lengthens our days, roughly 2 milliseconds per century, meaning in the far future the perfect spectacle of a total solar eclipse will vanish, but the stability it gifted us remains. Yet the moon's face also tells its own story, one written in scars. The bright cratered highlands record a time when the solar system was violent, a cosmic shooting gallery. Around 4 billion years ago, a storm of asteroids and comets swept through, battering the inner planets in what scientists call the Late Heavy Bombardment. On the near side of the moon, those impacts carved the great basins we now see as the Dark Seas, called Maria. Lava welled up from below, flooding the largest craters and freezing smooth, leaving a darker, younger face. The far side was struck just as often, but its thicker crust trapped the magma below, keeping it pale and ancient. Earth bears almost no trace of this era. Our oceans, weather and plate tectonics erased the evidence long ago. But the moon without air or water kept it all, with every crater and every scar still there. A perfect record of the chaos that shaped the early solar system. In the end, the moon is not merely our companion, it's a time capsule, a world that remembers what Earth has long forgotten. Over billions of years, it has lengthened our days, steadied our climate and guided the tides that pulse through our oceans. It is quite literally the reason the world we know today could exist. So when we look up at that pale disk hanging in the night sky, we're not just seeing a dead world, we're seeing the remnant of a cataclysm, the echo of an ancient collision that turned destruction into balance, chaos into life. The moon didn't just witness Earth's story, it began it.